Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Growing Up Grieving, where grief is complicated, humor is necessary, and speaking your griefy truth is always encouraged. We're back. We're back. We're back. Hi,
Hello.
Alyssa.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be diving into something that feels small, but it matters deeply. What we say to somebody who's grieving. And sometimes words can really hurt, and sometimes they can comfort. So we're going to explore how to show up with compassion and to avoid any unintentional harm today. We're going to be talking about things that people say that piss us off, everyone. That's what we're going to be doing. But first, how was your weekend, Alyssa?
Hello. My weekend's good.
Yeah.
I'm always quiet. You know this.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, well, I usually work on Saturday morning, so that's kind of, my weekend starts Saturday evening into Monday. But yeah, we had Jeff's dad over for a little barbecue on Saturday night, and
Nice.
you know,
It's nice.
didn't
It's
do
very
anything
family cozy.
crazy. You're like, I realize that I don't do a lot on my weekends when we have our check-ins, because you're always like away for the weekend, like, going and having family fun time. And I'm like, well, my
I
cucumber's growing. Like, well, the
Your
tomatoes are
cucumbers
budding.
matter. Cucumbers matter, and so do tomatoes.
I'm lame. It's fine.
God. Yeah, no, I just have some family out this week. That's why I have a few
Yeah.
days off. We went up to Old Orchard Beach and beaching it, getting sunburnt, all the things.
Yep.
Just family time. It's been really good. JR's oldest, Jolene, came out with her fancy.
Oh,
And
fun.
yeah, it's been really nice. It's been good. We got the gang back together, and I don't know. It's been really good. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. I'm enjoying
Yeah,
the
was
summer.
it
It's very
busy?
busy.
Was it busy up at the beach, or?
It was, but it wasn't. I don't know. It's always busy up at Old
Yeah.
Orchard. I feel. We went to the arcade and beach day and all that. And I got burnt playing mini golf
I
of
know.
all
I saw
things.
your sunburn.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
I
It's a little
I'm
less
not
angry
gonna.
right now, but
Yeah. I won't
yeah.
scold you. I won't scold
I
you.
know, you're like, "Wear sunscreen."
I
And
know.
I did. I just the golf, like, I wore it to the beach. Trust me. I
I
wore
know.
it, but I don't know what happened. I got annihilated.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's been good. It's been good. Um, so all right, so there's that. We're going to talk about our listener feedback section. I have a couple things to share. Basically, guys, we asked you, our listeners, on the socials to give us some feedback about this topic today that we're talking about. And so I can share a couple of responses that I got, and I think you got a few too, didn't you, Alyssa? Or no?
Just one.
You got
Yeah.
one. Okay, so we got three. We got three to talk about.
We're we're contributing here.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So Kathleen responded to me and she said it gets easier as time goes on. And that is a phrase that she hates to hear with her
Yeah.
grief. It gets easier as time goes on. And I can understand that because it still hurts. It never stops hurting.
Right.
Right. And then Ariana V, she responded with, I cannot imagine what you're going through. And she said that really hurt her to hear. And I think that that's like a one you kind of really got to think about. Like, why does that hurt someone? And it's because you're invalidating their feelings. You can't imagine what I'm going through. Like, this is my life, and you
Right.
can't imagine that. It can be hurtful. Um, so thank you guys for your input. Which one? What did you get? You got one.
I did. And it was from a coworker, Linda, and she had said, "I know how you feel." That was the one.
I
Um,
know how you feel.
I know how you feel because, and her response was, "Well, nobody knows how I feel. Like, you don't know how I feel. You're not me. You're not in my shoes. Like, it was my mom, it wasn't your mom. So you don't know how I feel."
Yeah, and that's a good one. We're going to get into all of these today, guys. We really are. Remember, you can always interact with us. We ask questions like this all the time on the socials. So look us up, respond, send us an email, info@growingupgrieving.com. We're going to go into a quick commercial, and then we're going to get right back to why this really matters. All right, we're back. So we are going to talk about why this conversation really matters. We're going to highlight how common discomfort leads to unhelpful or hurtful phrases. Because a lot of times people don't know what to say when somebody's grieving. It's like this huge, awkward triangle of awkwardness, I guess.
Yeah.
People want to be kind, and I think a lot of times people fall flat just because nobody knows what to do. So a lot of times I think people, they mean well, but grief requires a different kind of presence, I think. And so I think it's really normal to not know what to say, right? So we're going to talk about some things that you shouldn't say, and then we're going to offer up some things that you can say instead, right?
Right.
We are. Okay. So we kind of have this broken out into a couple different subsections, everybody. So why don't we start with platitudes? How about that?
I
Okay.
love
So
that
phrases like they're in a better place.
one. That one's a hard one. A lot of people, I think that people feel like, well, no, the better place with me. Like, I want them here with me. That's the
Oh,
better
yeah.
place. For me personally, I mean, with my mother, she was very sick for a long time and she declined for a long time. And I do personally think she's in a better place, you know? I mean, she's not in pain. She was really suffering, but it doesn't make it any easier. Like that,
No.
hearing that doesn't make it easier. It was still really hard. And, you know, I still want her here. So even if she is in a better place, she's still not with me, right?
Yeah, and I have similar feelings like that too, Alyssa. Just, with my parents again, because they were sick. So I feel like they're not struggling anymore. But a lot of people, somebody just is in an accident and passes, right? It's not like they had this big lead up to it like I had or like you
Right.
had. And if somebody loses a child, are they ever in a better place than with you? No, never. Like
No.
no. Like, so saying something like that can be really hurtful. And so along those lines, there's another one. Everything happens for a reason, and I guess I'll start with that one. And it's funny because for me personally, like, I do think everything happens for a reason. I don't think people die for a reason, though. And I think that that's where it can be confusing or it can be really hurtful. Because again, are you going to tell a mother who just lost her child, like, everything happens for a reason? Your
Right.
child died for a reason? No, they didn't. No.
Right.
Like, that is a horrendous thing to say. Or how about the one that everybody says, time heals all wounds? And so that was kind of one of the ones very similar to what we had read for the listener feedback.
Right.
Um, it doesn't heal all wounds.
No, it doesn't. And grief doesn't go away. You know, you learn to live with it. You're if you lose somebody that you love, then it doesn't matter how much time has passed. I know people who lost their mom 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they're still hurting. The anniversaries still hurt. They still miss their mom and wish they could call her. You know what I mean? A spouse
Oh, yeah.
has passed that was like your soulmate. And you feel like a piece of you is missing, and you always feel those losses. They don't go away. Time doesn't heal all wounds. You learn to live with it and you do the work.
Yep.
And hopefully, you know, grief is secular and you keep revisiting it and you become a different version of yourself and somehow find like a healthy version and a happy version. And that's hard. And that takes time, yes. But
For
like
sure.
the time heals all wounds, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so basically with platitudes, everything can feel dismissive and unhelpful when you're saying things like that. So why don't we give some simple sympathy ideas of what we could say instead, right? And then we can kind of move to the next one. Um, so obviously saying, I'm so sorry for your loss goes a long way. I think
Right.
that's like a times old tale or phrase or whatever, right? That
Yeah,
everybody always says, but it's very simple and it's to the point. You're
right.
really sorry that somebody else has experienced a loss. It's good. Just use it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think that people just they wanna feel seen, they wanna feel heard, they wanna
Mhm.
feel like they're not alone. Um, I think that we try to overcompensate and, say something profound or say
Mhm.
something that's, like, so meaningful that you almost overdo it, and that seems like disingenuous, right? So sometimes something as simple as saying, "I'm sorry for your loss" is really good, It's
Yeah, I think that people also so desperately really want to remove the pain from you. They feel like along those lines you were talking about, like people want to say something so profound that it fixes you, but it's not possible. It's never possible. Like just saying like my heart goes out to you.
yeah.
I'm thinking of you. Those kind
Yeah.
of nice things are what you can say in the beginning because there's no way you're going to ever be able to take away that pain from somebody else and you can't replace it with anything else either. You know, it's just learning what to say and what not to say and you're going to
Right.
mess up, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, and I think it's all individualized too. I think like if it's an acquaintance, you definitely kind of want to perhaps do a little research and not say the things, not say the
Yeah.
at leasts, and not say
Mhm.
the, you know, God wanted them to be with you wanted them to be
Yeah.
with
That's
him,
terrible.
and right? Like, and only Billy Joel, "Only the good die young," right? Like, something like
Yeah.
that. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Um, and I think that, like, if you don't know the person, then kind of trying to stay away from those things is definitely,
Stay in your lane.
yeah, stay in your lane. And then, I mean, if you do know the person, then you can kind of pick and choose what's appropriate, and what's safe to say as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
you know,
Yeah. Um And similar to that, if we go back to the next subsection, which is minimizing pain, everybody wants to help, which is great, which is so kind, right? You want to say something that helps somebody, but you really should avoid saying things like "at least they lived a long life," like we were talking about earlier,
yeah,
or this is one that I have obviously not personally received because I have not lost a child, but I've seen this everywhere. People say this: "You can always have another child."
yeah,
What on God's green earth? Who are these people? You should all be punched in the face.
yeah, yeah. That one,
That's my opinion.
that's awful because it's like this child that you lost, they're irreplaceable.
Oh my God.
You are never going to replace them with another child. You're going to
Never.
find room in your heart to love another child, but it's never going to replace the child that you lost. And yeah, that one's a tough one.
That one's
I
horrible.
that
And you should be
that is
ashamed of yourself if you say that. I'm sorry. I don't care.
That is
That's terrible.
100% like top of the list. Like that is something you should never say to somebody
Horrific.
ever.
Horrific.
Um, and I kind of go back and forth about a lot of these because I think some of them are situational.
For sure. I think so
And
too.
yeah, and in my like raw stages of grief, I really didn't get offended by a lot because I think that people were saying things to me out of love.
Yes.
But that one is like an absolute no-no. Don't ever
Yeah.
say that, you
Like
know?
who like okay, pick somebody in your life, okay? To die and then tell me how great it's gonna feel when I say, "Oh, well, you can just meet someone else."
Right,
Like,
right.
what?
Yeah,
No.
that's applicable to spouses too, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're young and you can meet another man or you can meet another woman. And it's like, well, no, this was my person. This person is irreplaceable to
Right.
me. This was,
Yeah.
my
And, at
soulmate.
some point, if that person does wanna be with that's their own business, but it's not appropriate, like, right after someone dies to say that kinda stuff.
Oh
Or
God,
or
no.
even like, "Oh, you're still grieving?" Like, I will always grieve, so what are you doing today?
Right,
Like,
right.
it's like a moot point, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's just terrible. You should never say that kind of stuff. Um, I think you should always just offer to listen, right? That's a good thing. Don't say don't say stupid shit
I know, just keep
and
your mouth
offer to
shut if you
listen.
don't know what to say.
God, yeah, just keep your yapper shut, and I'm here if you wanna talk. That's always good too, because just letting somebody vent, that literally is just listening to them. That's it. They just
Yeah,
wanna say, "I'm so sorry," or "I miss my dad," or "I just, saw somebody at the grocery store who looked like my mom and I'm crying." Like, "Oh, okay," like, I'm here for you. What do you need?"
right.
And even sometimes what do you need can be hard on somebody, is like in raw grief too,
I know
but
because
I
we don't
appreciate
know
the
what we
sentiment.
need, right?
And yeah, of course, it's like it's too hard for your brain to, like, think of think of an
Yeah.
answer to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think also, if an example, a mom again, right? Like if somebody has lost a mom and I've lost my mom, um you immediately want to say things like, I know how you feel.
yeah.
And I really have to be kind of hyper aware that as much as I want to share my story because I love this person and I want them to know that, like, I have experienced some of the same feelings that they're feeling.
Yeah.
Um, it's not my time to share. Um, so you kind of need to like kind of make an assessment, right? And if they're ready to talk and they want a two-sided conversation, then you can throw out little bits of your story.
Yeah.
But try to remember not to take over the entire conversation because the point of the conversation is to show a person that you're here for them, right?
So true.
And again, with the human experience, you want to empathize with people that you love. You want to show them that you are there and you care about them and you like appreciate their feelings. So the first thing you want to do is like share a story so they
Mhm.
understand that like you went through this and like my story is similar, but you really kind of need to take a step back and see where they're at. Like, do they want to just vent? Do they want to have a two-sided conversation? Are they looking for advice? Are they looking for comfort?
Yeah, and
Kind
you
of
could
all the
just ask
things.
the person too, like, and that's a very easy way to find out, just ask the question, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a good rephrase for I know how you feel is I'm here to talk and I have experienced this and I
Yeah.
can relate.
Like, I have been through something similar, and I also lost a parent or whatever. What's so funny is that I do this, guys. I do this, and I'm admitting it. I do that, and I have to also check myself sometimes because, again, it's not about me. But I think that that's the whole part of, like, when you're supporting somebody who's grieving and you so desperately want to help them feel better, or let them know that they're not alone. And for me, my connection with other people, honest to God, is my grief a lot at times. Like,
Yeah.
I talk about grief a lot with, like, a lot of people. People reach out to me, so and so just died, and I'm like, "Oh my God, like, what do you like?" I'm that person, like we kind of talked about last episode too. Um, but you can't always be that person. Sometimes people, sure, they've lost a parent, or say they've lost both parents, like me, right? But maybe they hated their parents. Maybe their parents were horrible people. So they haven't had the same experience as me. And, like, not to say like that, but you know what I mean? Like, people, just because you have something similar doesn't mean you actually experienced it in the same way. And then it can
Yeah.
just fall flat. It's like, oh my God, you should have just shut up.
Right. I
Right?
know. And we end up putting our foot in our
Yeah.
mouths when all we really want to do is help, It's
Hmm.
it is all coming from a place of love and then you feel like a jerk, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, so many times, guys. And even just going back to, like, they're in a better place. I'm almost certain that I said this to somebody who lost a child, and I'm admitting that I'm Kate Mizuno, and I think I said that. This was years ago, before
Yeah.
I started doing all this work and realizing, like, how insensitive that is. Um, you're gonna make mistakes, though, people. That's why I'm saying this. Like,
Right.
no one is perfect, and if after this episode you have realized, like, okay, like hopefully this episode will help you realize what you should say, what you shouldn't,
Right.
right? But don't beat yourself up if you say something insensitive, especially if you
No.
didn't mean to, you know? It's
No.
one thing if you're just an asshole.
I know. And I think that we said this before too. Like the last thing a griever wants to do is lose more friends. You know
Mhm,
what I mean? Is like they've already lost somebody that they care about. They
mhm.
don't want to push their friends away. They don't want to be angry or upset with their friends. So like
Nope.
or family or whatever the relationship is, coworkers. I think that if it's an important person and they have said something insensitive or have said something that has offended you, um, have a conversation with them because like we're all adults here and you're allowed to say, hey, when you said this kind of hurt me and I just wanted to let you know. And then 9 out of 10 times that person is going to say, oh my god, thank you so much for having this conversation with me, and now I'm aware of that, and like I'm not going to do that in the future.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I'm
Like,
so
I am
sorry.
so
It's okay.
freaking
Nobody is
sorry I said that.
perfect.
Yeah,
Nobody is
absolutely.
perfect.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the next subsection we have is making it about you. We kind of alluded to that. And again, it's natural to want to relate to somebody, but just avoid saying, "I know how you feel." Um, and you can share memories with people, though. Okay, I know it's a fine line. We're like, don't do this, but say this, but share, but
It's
don't.
so gray.
It's
It's so
hard.
gray. It's
Yeah.
all individualized. It's all depends on the situation, depends on the death, it depends on the point in somebody's life where they're at.
Mhm.
Like, it's just so
It's
that's
complicated.
why yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah. I always think that sharing a memory of the person, obviously, you have to have known the person who has died in order to share a memory with them, right? But I always think that that's really, really nice. Like if you're looking for something just nice to say, you can do that. I remember when so and so did blah blah blah. It made me happy. It made me smile.
Yeah.
Or just sharing a little memory like that, or oh, your dad was always so grumpy, it made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be this big elaborate story, but little things like that are a nice if you're sick of saying I'm so sorry for your loss, or you've already said it like bajillion times, like just share something nice, because although us hearing those memories can be triggering because it's just sad because you're remembering it and you're remembering those parts of the person that you're missing. Like it's also so I love to hear it. I love
I
to
do
hear the
too.
stories, and it's like I don't know. I over the years you just hear different stories that you didn't even like
Yeah.
you never heard before too, which I think is
Yeah, they're
interesting.
like little warm hugs, I think,
Yeah.
depending on what stage of grief you're in, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
now we love to hear them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Um, oh, how about this one? How about this? The next subsection, which is intrusive questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, it's manners, okay? You really shouldn't ask for details about the death of somebody. Like, what happened? How did they die? Especially if you don't know somebody though.
Mhm.
Like who are you to ask those personal details? Not to
Yeah.
mention there's a plethora of ways that somebody can die. All right. Like, and a lot of times they're gruesome and terrible or something. And that can be triggering in itself.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to trigger the person.
No, and you don't want I mean, these are some of the saddest moments of a person's life, like, either whether it be a tragic accident or like a declining health condition, we don't want to relive live these memories over and
No.
over again.
No.
Because it's sad and it's awful. I mean, I think you do pick and choose who you kind of like decide to talk about those things with, but that's the griever's choice,
Yes.
right?
So
Right?
much.
Because
Yeah,
talking about it is sometimes healthy, but it's not your place. It's their place to decide if they want to share those things or not. You
for
know?
sure. Yeah. And, again, it's just you don't want to trigger the person. Instead of going into some intrusive questions, why don't you offer some practical help instead,
Yeah.
right? Like, don't even go there. Hey,
Yep.
do you need help with your laundry? I'll come by. Or,
Yeah.
I'm in town next week. I'm gonna just swing by and drop off something for dinner. Um,
Just checking in. Yeah, or like,
yeah,
I mean, even like, can I pick up the kids and take them out so you can have some quiet time? Or do you need
sure.
somebody to watch the dog? Or you know what I mean?
Um, and I like the idea of having an idea in your head already. It's not the what can I do to help? It's
And
can I help you with this specific thing?
yeah.
Is really good too, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, because we don't know what we need.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Avoid talking about the trauma and do include ways that you can help. We're gonna leave it at that on that one. Um, and then the last subsection we kind of have today is the unsolicited advice. So avoid telling someone how to grieve or what they should do. Like, have you tried, goat yoga? Have you
Right.
tried hugging trees? Like, shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
and
gonna
also
help me.
right. I know, like listing off ways that you grieved is never that's never gonna work for somebody else. I do think saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this," like whether it be a walk or goat yoga, right? Like, "I'm gonna go do this. Um, would you like to come with me?" I think that's a great way to not project like, well, this is what I did, da 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 da
Yes.
da 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 da. It's more like inviting the person to do something that you did, right? Like if you go yoga worked for you, then instead of saying, hey, go, this is what I did, go yoga worked for me, and like sending them a link, say, right? Say, hey, this is what I'm doing on Sunday. Would you like to come with me? Right.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
a really
kind
great
of
idea.
it's not like projecting, like, and listing, like, all these different things. It's just inviting somebody to come along for the ride with you, and maybe it'll be beneficial and maybe it won't, but that'll be for them to decide.
Yeah, yeah, and it kinda takes the pressure off.
Yeah,
I love how we just
you
keep
don't
talking about goat yoga.
I
It just
know.
randomly came in my head, everybody.
I know.
I have to admit nobody has offered that to me, but it just sometimes the things that people say are just so obnoxious that they sound like they're offering s goat yoga as a solution,
Right.
right? It's like, "Shut up, you don't even know." So making it open-ended, though, it takes the pressure off of the person on decisions too, because I change my mind a lot, but I also get overwhelmed with decisions.
I know.
So, especially with a grieving brain, as we've talked about, like it's not the same. Like your brain is rewiring, as you said. I've learned things from Alyssa.
I know.
Um, you don't want to fuck with that, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just like you come in really hot and you like try to fix somebody, and uh, that's that's not going to do them any good. I think that maybe like it's almost like secretly like sneaking some tools in there, and then they
Yeah.
can take it and do what they want with it
Yeah.
almost.
You just want to acknowledge their pain, guys. That's what people are looking for the most, or that's what I wanted the most. I just want you to acknowledge that I'm hurting. I'm not asking you to fix my hurt. I just want you to acknowledge that I am dying here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
lost a piece of myself and
Yeah.
I'm trying to put myself back together, and it's really hard.
Yeah, and people, if for a phrase, if somebody does acknowledge that, like, it's hard, like, "Wow, that must be incredibly hard for you. That must be so hard without your mom. That must be so hard without, your brother or whatever," And those, I think, are impactful, but they're, like, short and sweet. And not that they don't have any weight, like, I think that that means a lot, you know? Um It doesn't have to be this big elaborate thing to make an impact on somebody. It's just
Yeah.
acknowledging that
Sometimes it's
somebody's
just
hurting.
showing up and sitting with
Yeah.
them too, you know?
Yeah.
Like watching a
Yeah.
movie, snuggle on the couch, maybe do their dishes, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. And also, we don't have this on our list, but the unsolicited advice reminds me of just pushing somebody to get back on the wagon, when they're not ready. And I've been grieving for years. I do fine now, but like the first year is like a goddamn mess. Like, don't
Yeah.
tell anybody to do anything during that year other than try to calm their nervous system or do whatever makes them relax, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and
Just survive. Survive.
yeah,
Take
and
showers on a regular basis and
yeah,
feed yourself, like
mhm,
those I think those are great small
they are.
short-term
And,
goals. Yeah.
like with me being a mom, it was so hard for me to convince myself to keep going. Like, oh, the dishes do need to get done, but my God, like, I would rather, like, I don't even know, anything. I'd rather, like, eat dog shit than fucking than do the
Then do the
dishes because
dishes.
you don't have the energy, and
I
it's so
know.
hard because you wanna I wanna be there for my kids, I wanna be a present mom, and I wanna but I know that I was in such a fog and everything, and that was kind of a part of, like, you know, the relationship stuff that I had with my husband, when my mom died. Um, but you have to have patience with people, and you have to give them grace, and just don't say stupid shit, everybody.
I know, don't say stupid shit. So one
Don't
more
say stupid
thing
shit.
that's not
Yeah.
really it's not a phrase. But this is kind of one of I really sit and think when we
Yeah.
are doing our podcast stuff. And obviously, like I said, all those phrases, those not to phrases are super important. If you don't know people, you definitely want to watch what you say. One thing that it was one of the hardest, these are the hardest things for me to hear is when somebody is complaining about their mom.
That's
Um,
such a great one, Alyssa.
yeah, and it's not a phrase, and it could be anyone, right? It's like,
Mhm.
if you lost your dad, then it's like complaining about the dad or complaining
Yeah.
about the sibling or complaining about the child. And it is no fault of anybody else's. This
No.
this is a me problem, right? Like I want my friendships to be two-sided, and I want my friends to be able to confide in me post grief. So this is something that I've kind of had to work on, but it does hurt my heart a little bit when I hear somebody complaining about their mom or like not having a great relationship with
Mhm.
their mom because Diane was not a peach. She was not always easy, but I would take some of her worst days and I would if I could have her back, right? Like
Yeah.
I would relive all those bad days with her, just to have her again, just to get a hug from her, hold her hand, even if she was squawking about something. Um, so I think that being aware, of those things when somebody is grieving, like complaining about a husband, right? Like if
Mhm.
somebody has lost a spouse, and you don't have to filter yourself and filter your friendship, but I would just be aware of it.
Maybe
Um,
vent to someone else about it. Like,
right.
yeah.
And depending on where that griever's at and how long it's been, I think that is important to think about.
That's a really good point,
I
though,
don't know.
because
That one was always like the phrases really didn't bother me. Like I said, I think that, 9 out of 10 times they're coming out of love. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. But it does hurt my heart a little bit. Like if I hear even a random person, it doesn't even have to be a friend, is, saying
Yeah.
something about their mom. And I'm like, God, I wish that I had my mom to complain about.
I
Like,
feel like that, I've been in situations like that too, where, complaining about the parents or whatever, like, oh, my parent, or whatever. And it's usually people who don't know me, because obviously I'm so like, I'm Kate Grief. Like, if you know me, you obviously know, like, this is huge part of like my personality. Like,
yeah.
hello. So it's people who don't, or even children and stuff, but then I don't get mad at kids because it's like you don't know, like
They
you're
don't
young, you're just
know.
learning.
They
But
don't
adults
know.
and stuff who talk like that, I'm always just like, really?
I know, it just hurts your heart, you
Yeah,
know?
because I'm like,
It's just
you have,
sad.
oh, your dad's calling you again and you're annoyed. God. I also put myself in their shoes. I've been there. when my
Yep.
dad was around, and it would annoy me. Even my mom sometimes would call me, and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, what does this woman want? Um, but yeah, it's hindsight, because it's like I would love to do that again. I would love to talk to them again, and you have the opportunity and you're squandering it. I even say that to
Right.
the girls. I'm like, you guys, like you're fighting with each other. Do you have any idea, like the relationship that you have is going to help you through things? Like, because I look at my sisters and you try to explain that stuff, but when you're talking to kids, specifically, obviously, like it's just like over their heads. They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't
But that's a
know.
really good
They don't know.
point that you made, though. Like, really, that's a really good thing to say.
Yeah, that's really the only one that's ever kind of like hurt my heart, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because it's
And
like,
it's
my
not
parents are dead. I would love to talk to them, and you're complaining
yeah.
about yours. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, the takeaways, guys, of all of this today is to be present, to show up for your people. Don't ghost anyone, right? We
Yeah.
talked about this a little bit too. It's really hard for the grieving person to respond um sometimes, and like, don't take it personally. Like, they're going through something horrific. It's really
Exactly. It's not
hard.
about you.
It's not about you. No, and don't feel pressured to say the perfect thing, because you won't.
No.
You're not gonna
Don't overcompensate.
Yeah, you're not
'Cause
gonna
it'll
say
just
it.
make it worse.
Yeah, be patient, because grief has no schedule. So just because you talked about something once doesn't mean this person is over it. You may actually have the same conversation with somebody over and over again, and as they process what's going through it too. And be respectful, because grief is super personal.
Yeah.
Um, Again, you want to help somebody, you don't want to make them feel worse. And I think that's a common gripe that you see, like, all over the socials too. It's just, like, oh, here I am, and then so and so said this, and it just made me feel like absolute shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
you
Just
don't want
have
that.
conversations. Yeah, have conversations with people if you really love them, and you want them in your life. And nobody's perfect, and don't take people for granted, and
Yeah.
do all the right things. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and you know what? We forgot one. Or actually, I think, did we talk about this one? That, like, their God's plan.
Oh
Like, oh, that
yes.
was God's plan.
Oh yes.
First of
What
all,
what did my
no.
mom used to say? Like, God only gives the strongest soldiers the toughest battles. It's
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah,
what
thanks.
I just, again, go to child loss. What parent would ever hear that and be like, "Oh, everything's great now because Jesus wanted my kid to die"? No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You just sound like an asshole. Don't say that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
say it.
don't say it.
I feel like that's gonna be, like, the thing we say the most in this episode. Don't say it. Just
I
don't.
know.
All right. So, what did we miss, everybody? You're gonna have to comment. Let us know, what we missed here, or things that make you feel better. I would love to hear your feedback. We love talking about the feedback.
I
But
know.
before we go, guys, we have to play Would You Rather?
Grief edition.
Would you rather?
Oh
All
yeah.
right. We're gonna play. We're gonna play it before we go. Um
One.
Alyss, I'm gonna ask you one. I'm just gonna Oh. Okay. Would you rather get one last moment with your lost loved one in the state that they were in their last day, or see them happy and healthy in your dreams every night? And that is a hard one, but
I
it's really good.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to my mom, I would definitely want to see her healthy in my dreams every night, just because of the state that she was physically in. You remember
Yep.
it was a tough one.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
like the dream one.
that would be mine. Yeah, that would be mine. It's different. It's different with different situations, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I can imagine that somebody who, if there was a sudden loss, they would probably go the opposite way, I would
yeah.
think, right? Because maybe they were just as themselves the day before they died or something,
Right,
right?
like a heart attack or a
Yeah.
tragic accident. Like if that was the case, I would 100% wanna have a day with them, you know?
For sure. Yeah. Like my parents, they were yeah, their last day was were awful.
They weren't good
So
either. I know. So we want the dreams.
no, and for a long time I really had to work through getting those images out of my head of what they looked like and the sounds and the just everything that happened in the hospital those days, you
Yeah,
know? But I love the idea of seeing them, first of all, in your dreams every night. Hello.
I know. Not mad
Yes.
about it.
And being happy and healthy, like, and that's usually how I see him in the dreams too. If it's a nightmare, obviously that's different. But like we're talking happy, healthy. So yeah. See them in
Yeah,
the dreams. That sounds wonderful. Like sign me up today.
I know.
Can
I
we do
know.
this? Hello up there.
Yeah, like if she wasn't in that state, I would absolutely want another day with her, you know?
Right?
But
Could you
she was in
imagine? That'd be
that
amazing.
that's the would you rather, right?
Yeah. Would you rather?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll do one for you now.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Would you rather, I like this one. Would you rather write an obituary for an acquaintance or drive a hearse around every day for a month?
Ooh.
I just think
Let's
this is
see.
silly.
It is no, it is, and that's exactly the point. Would I rather write an obituary for an acquaintance?
Because like
So, like, do I get any information about the acquaintance to write their obituary?
so that's the thing. It's like they're an acquaintance, so you don't really know them well. And like because you and I have experienced loss, you know how important an obituary is, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Or drive around in a hearse every day for a month. See, the idea of driving around in a hearse does not bother me. I feel
I
like I could rock a hearse. Like,
It's funny, I, like, really didn't think you would be phased by a hearse, you know, when I
I
was
know
thinking
not much
about this
phases me
one.
when it comes to death
I
and
was
dying.
like I was like, "Unless it had, like, a passenger in the back
Oh my
seat,"
god,
like,
no, that's you didn't write that down.
I didn't. No, I didn't, but I thought about it.
That's not
I thought
happening.
about it.
Oh my
But I
god,
didn't
drive
I didn't
around with a
wanna be,
dead
like,
body. That's a little
disrespectful to
insensitive.
the dead. I know it was rude, and that's why I left it out, but of course, we're talking about it now.
Alright, okay, so take
Don't
that out of
cancel
it.
me.
Canceled, oh my god.
Uh.
Hey, if you're listening to us
No,
right now and you're
no
offended by
passengers.
something,
No
like,
passengers in the hearse.
yeah, first of all, you must know us by now. We're a bunch of goofballs, just trying to get through this life. Honestly though, okay, writing a obituary for acquaintance, I don't think I think I would rock the hearse. I would make it my own.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd stick a logo of Growing Up Grieving on the back.
Hey, there you go. There's your free advertisement.
I would use it to advertise the pod.
Yeah. There you go. I love it. It's
That's what I
perfect.
would do.
I'd
Oh
probably
my
be in the
god.
passenger seat with you too.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
We
I can't take the pressure. Like, an obituary is, you know, when you really think about it, like, all
yeah.
jokes aside, that is, like, so important to, you know, put a person's legacy down on paper
Yes.
for you to have, for your family to have, for, you know, whoever
Forever.
whoever knew in the town, you know. So I really do think that's a big weight to carry.
Yeah.
And if you don't
Yeah.
know a person, you can't give them that respect. So
I
the
know
hearse it
that's
is.
tricky. Yeah, we're all right. We're rocking the hearse, everybody. And some people are probably horrified right now, but that's okay. You know what? This is just how we are. We're crazy. We laugh at our grief. It's the only way to
I
get
know.
through it. All right, so guys, oh, you know what? We haven't done a grief one in a while. Um, and we forgot to do one last episode.
Did we?
We
Oh
did, we
gosh,
did.
I don't even.
So I know. Grief wins. My grief win. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something. So we went to North Shore Music Theater and we saw The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I
And
love The Wizard of Oz.
it was actually like really good. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, I
The
bet.
set, the sounds, the costumes, the acting, the singing, like literally everything was like wow. Like it was great. It was really great. Shout out to them. So we saw them and in the beginning they also had some like screens that come down that they did different visuals on. But they said something about, oh, I forget how they worded it, but like being young at heart and stuff like that. And with the music and everything, I just sat there and I was like, oh my God, like I got really griefy. I got so griefy as I'm like, oh my God, my
It's so
mom. First of all, she
crazy.
loved Wizard of Oz.
The
And then they were
triggers.
talking about being young at heart, and that's always her. And so I started to like well up. The didn't even start. And I'm sitting there and I have
Yeah.
a fan. I'm like fanning myself. Jared's like, what's your problem? I'm like, nothing, I'm fine. But like I got over it. So my grief win was just me being able
Resetting.
to calm myself down so I could enjoy a moment and not hysterically cry and embarrass myself in the theater.
I love that. I love
It was
that.
hard. I was like, "Why
Yeah.
am I getting so emotional?" I was like, my eyes were like welling up and I'm like fanning myself. Jared's like, "Are you
Yeah.
hot?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm hot. I'm hot."
Yeah, yeah,
So just
and you
getting over that.
reset, and then
I
you got
did.
to enjoy the show too,
So that's a
right?
win for me just because I wanted to get through that moment. Like I still like appreciate that like I was sentimental about it because it made me think of my mom, and my mom's anniversary is coming up,
Yeah,
really
it
soon
is.
too.
It
Yeah,
is.
so I think that I was able to overcome that moment, but still enjoy it because sometimes those things will drag me down the whole time, or they have in the past. Like if this was like a few years ago, I might be sitting there and just be like, okay, I want to leave. And that's okay too. But for me, that was a win because
Yeah,
I chose to enjoy as she would instead of going there. Yeah.
I think that's great. I love that grief win.
That's my grief one. Okay, so that was our show, guys. We talked about the things to say. We talked about what not to say. We've even admitted that we have, or I have admitted that I've said some things I shouldn't have. But that's life. And so we hoped you liked the episode.
Yeah,
And
let
we'll
us
see you
know.
soon.
Yeah, let us know if we missed anything. Let us know if you have opinions. I mean, everybody is different. We all react different. I am not a grief counselor,
Nor am
although
I.
although yeah, but you are very educated.
You
So
too, though.
if we have offended, or you feel a different way, please let us know because we're here to learn, and
Yeah,
you know, we really listen to each other and want to listen to other people and kind of evolve in our grief. That's what we're doing here. So if you
we're
have
growing.
feelings, we're growing. So if
We're
you have
growing up
feelings,
grieving.
please let us know so we can revisit it at some point and yeah, have a conversation.
Absolutely. All right. So if it resonated, share this episode. And if not, we'll talk to you real soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye.